So, just after after everything's been demonstrated and whatnot, I just want to give a couple of final thoughts about these devices. First and foremost, just please take care of them. I know some people have that mindset. The company has a lot of money and this and that, and yeah, they do. And so what? I mean, at the end of the day, we're all gonna be using these. You know, the next person that comes in through that door is gonna be using it, and let's just take care of these things. It sucks when you get one that's broken and one that's fucked up, and that shit ain't cool. So, don't slide them on the floor, don't throw them around, don't drop them on purpose, don't slam them. I mean, report the problem. Menu item number 3, report the problem. You know what I mean? Go tell the supervisor before smashing one of these things. Just, that's the first thing. Some are worse than others for that reason. Some people be slamming them and hitting them and this and that, and that just messes them up. So, just take care of them. That's all I'm trying to say. And that's also important. If you find one that's messed up and you can figure out what's different between this one and the other one, and you can get the same one every day and get the good ones, I suggest doing that. Try to find out which are the good ones, whatever box they come in, whatever cubby they pull it out of, if it's number 14 or whatever it is, just try to make sure that you get the other ones. In my opinion, this is the best type of system to use. And I mean that as far as I guess equipment systems, because I'm not really into the Gladiator and, with the scanner and doing the label picking, and the Weetron system is cool. That one's cool because you got the little computer and it does kind of work kind of somewhat like this, but I would much rather prefer headset picking over anything, to be honest. These are very expensive, so that's kind of why I say just please take care of them, guys. If the company's willing to invest into getting new systems for everybody and, helping you guys out with getting all these things, all these accessories, like these things, I mean, yeah, I guess they're cheap, but people go through them every day. People, they get caught onto people's face mask and then they pull off because it's ice touching the face mask, and they pull off and it gets stuck on the rack, and so they have to get all those things and buy those things. People are always losing these headsets, so just kind of keep that in mind. These, if you have charging stations for them, you go ahead, put them in the charging station. Right here, it should tell you the lifespan of the battery. If it's green, obviously it's good. If it's red, that means that it's dead. You'll leave it charging. Don't leave the battery off and then plug it in, because that's just pretty much messing it up on the inside with all the extra wiring or all the extra electricity that is throwing through the systems. So when you put it into those charging stations, put it correctly and everything. And the last thing is, if you have one of these things that attaches to here, that's very good with the training, because now you can, if you have one of the things that can attach here while you're training, you can plug it in. The person that's training and learning how to come into the warehouse can be using the wireless one, and you can be using the one that attaches to this Vocallett and hear everything that he's hearing. So that's very good if you're not already on tablets and listening to what that person is saying and whatnot. That's also another good reason why I like these over here. That way you can listen to what the new person coming in is listening to as well, and maybe he hears one thing and you're hearing a totally different thing. So that's just some stuff. And like I said, this is just a video for anybody that's gonna be new to using these Vocallett systems and these Honeywell systems. Just all I can really say is I hope this video helped, and if there's any way that I can help, just let me know. Like I said, this is pretty much the best of my abilities, As far as for me, a good day of picking is going in there, waking up early, getting to work early, getting a good machine early, using the one I used the day before, getting my wrap ready, my pick hook ready, getting, depending on where I'm going to work and what department I'm going to work. If I'm working in freezer, have my freezer suit on, have, hand warmers, toe warmers if I need them. If I'm working in perishable, maybe a sweater or two, or anything like that. If you're working in the dry, maybe you're working shorts. I don't know. But when it comes to picking and getting started up in the morning, those are all the little things. Having everything ready and seeing that it's easy to go into the system. And the best thing to do is always ask your trainer or the lead or the supervisor or manager around what time you get clocked in, because most times your time doesn't start until you actually log into this. And then depending on what system you're using, some of them have you do your vehicle inspect on this, or you do it on a paper to make sure that your equipment's good, your pallet jack's good. So like I said, this is just a video for anybody that's really just getting started up in the the world of logistics, and that's ready to go out there and start picking orders in the dry produce or freezer. And like I said, every little thing comes into play. All the weather comes into play depending on what department you're in, and you're gonna be seen as a as an associate and as a picker that it's gonna be good. And I like dealing with like little details like this, because I heard a lot of people that have a lot of problems when they're picking and this and that. And yeah, they come around, you get air contacting holes that the signal runs out. But I know a lot of people trying to play dumb too, and I've done it myself, and it is what it is. But this just goes for both ways to show that it doesn't take an hour to log in every morning and stuff like that. There's a simpler way to do it. And I think if you go out there and just do the way do your job the way you're supposed to do it, and you're actually trained correctly, that you should have no problem going out and executing what you have to do. So if you are starting up and you are going to get started in the next couple of days or tomorrow or whatever, just go and ask them questions. Ask as much questions as you want. That's what that trainer's there for. That's what they're there to help. And that's what I normally do when whenever I go to a new warehouse or anything like that, or anything along that line. I just remember to ask questions. That's probably the most important. But once again, that's the Honeywell system. Anybody once again that's gonna get interested in picking orders or using this system, hope this helps, and see you later.